Welcome back to Plotline Hotline, where we review shit so you don't have to. My name is Christian,
I'm Cole.
and today we're back. Batman month, the 85th anniversary, and today we are going to review the latest Batman movie, The Batman. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Cole, give us a hot synopsis of the Robert Pattinson Batman.
Do you say Patterson?
Yeah,
It's Pattinson.
whatever.
Jesus. Learn the names!
Then give me the Edward version of
Cedric Diggory!
Yeah, exactly. But give us a sweet synopsis.
The Batman takes place 2 years into Bruce Wayne's career as Batman, so fairly early on, they have come across a conspiracy against the established government / law enforcement of Gotham City. There is a dark secret among them. The Riddler has come and wants to clear the air, as it were, and is leaving all of his signature clues for Batman to find as over his trail of bodies.
Literally.
As he finds the conspiracy, there's a lot of mystery, and it's a long movie.
Oh, God.
And Batman has to figure it all out alongside with Catwoman and Jim Gordon, and to deal with the criminal underground.
Yeah, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know where to start with this movie. First off, I think my first comment is it's too long. It's not that a 3-hour movie is bad. I've seen some great 3-hour movies, but this one I think suffered because it was so long.
It's literally that lull at the 2-ish hour mark.
And
There's
just
a little bit there that like nothing's really happening.
nothing really happens.
And then like when you finally do figure out there's more to come / actually happen, you're like, oh, okay, but I've kind of lost interest now type thing, because I agree. It is there. I'm fine with 3 hours.
yes.
But this one, I think you could have trimmed it down by like half an hour at least, and you would have probably had a little bit of a tighter knit thing. But
I agree. I think spreading the story out as much as they did, it suffered because of it. Not that I don't like the guy they picked for Alfred, Andy Serkis. I always say his name wrong. So Andy Serkis. Yeah, I like him as an actor. I think he's great. I just didn't care for him at all throughout the whole thing. You get 2 scenes with him where they interact and they're like, we're gonna do detective stuff together. And then he gets, spoilers, gets blown up. Normally, I should give a shit about Alfred. Alfred is the rock in Batman's life. I did not give a single fuck. I was just like, okay, good. I mean, you didn't provide anything story-wise besides helping him decipher things.
yeah, a couple like snide comments about his status as a Wayne and stuff like that to get him to be more of a Wayne. But yeah, you're right. There wasn't much there, and I didn't give a fuck either.
No, right? You almost forget he's a character at some point, and then you're like, oh yeah, I guess he did live that.
Oh, he's alive.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know. You say some things because it's just.
I have my thoughts gathered. I'm prepared for this one.
Oh, shit!
Cinematography, beautiful.
Yeah.
Music, amazing.
Pretty good.
A lot of the action scenes, pretty damn fucking good.
Yeah,
Special effects, great.
they were actually pretty good. Too.
Acting, great.
Yes.
Do I care for all the casting? No, but that is
No.
a side comment / conversation altogether. But the actors were good.
Yes.
That
think
I will
so.
say that 100%
Like
of the time.
Colin Farrell as Penguin.
I like that
He
casting
was
actually.
great.
I like his casting. I like Paul Dano as the
Dano.
Riddler. Those 2 castings,
Fantastic.
amazing. I love those 2 castings.
They were really good.
Those were goddamn fucking God-picked perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then there's a lot of elements that I do enjoy about this movie. But there are also a lot of things I don't care about this movie. I don't care for how they approach the Bruce Wayne side of things.
Me neither.
I'm fine with him being a little like focusing on the the criminal element. I'm fine with him like
Being
losing
secluded.
himself a little bit in Batman.
Yeah.
But when he is Bruce Wayne, like out in public and stuff, I want more than what we were given.
Yeah.
I get it. It's an early year. He doesn't early years again, and I am kind of getting sick of the early years all the time for Batman adaptations. Give me a fucking Bat Family in live action.
Yes,
Please, James Gunn, for the love of God, don't fuck it up. Please. I'm starving over here for Bat Family content. Good Bat Family content. Not the Harley Quinn show.
I thought the Mafia guy was really good too.
Oh,
I can never remember.
Carmine Falcone?
Yeah, Carmine.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He was good too, actually.
Really good. Yeah, overall, I think the story was good, but I think, again, it dragged on. I remember watching it in theaters too, and like you said, it was just that last half an hour, you're like, is it over?
Yeah.
Like,
Why are we still sitting here? What's happening?
Yeah, what's gonna happen? And you still spend, 15 minutes wondering what's gonna happen, and even then, not a whole lot actually happens after Riddler gets captured.
And then also another thing, like there are certain aspects to Batman with what they did that I think are great. Like when he appears from the shadows and all you hear is the footsteps for a little while. That's awesome.
Right
that
at the
is
beginning
freaking great. At the beginning, as well as when he shows up for the bomb stuff in the courthouse or whatever it is, where they're having that mayor's funeral.
It was a funeral.
Yeah, I just don't know what the building was.
It was a church, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that touch is really nice. I do not like how he walks into crime scenes for everyone to see. Like, Batman should fucking appear in the room.
Yes.
He does not get seen in the room, because that takes away the superstitious. Like, Batman tries to prey on the superstitious. He tries to make himself seem more than just a human, because if people start considering him that he's just a guy in a suit, he loses part of that element and that fear
he even
portion.
Says that at the beginning. It's like, I have become fear, where they see the shadows and they think I'm lurking there, but then he just walks into scenes, he's like, yo.
Yeah, and I do love the fact that he's actually doing detective work throughout this movie.
That's what I said. They never do the detective work.
He's in DC, he's supposed to be the world's greatest detective. In most of the movies that he has had, they hardly do it.
They never do it.
They touched on it in Christian Bale's Batman movies a little bit, but even so, it wasn't quite there. And I do like how he's sometimes like kind of in disguise while doing his Batman work. Like he's in a grungy outfit, like civilian type clothes, but he's still doing Batman work.
Bandana on his face.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of disguise, not quite as much as I would like to see, but it's a nice touch to at least see that he's doing
nothing.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
And I have a love-hate relationship with the suit.
Yeah, it's all right.
Same thing with the Batmobile, love-hate relationship. There's a lot of cool stuff with it.
Man, that Batmobile, I will say, when I first saw it, I think I had chills.
The reveal is great.
The reveal is
well
so
done.
awesome. But for a Batmobile, it's all right. But I can
obviously
understand
early years,
so he hasn't got the technology. But man, when you first see that thing, I was like, yeah, let the motor roar.
And the aesthetic they go for with Gotham City in general and Batman's world is well thought through and very well established. I do enjoy it.
So I want to know your thought real quick. I think personally, so this got a PG-13 rating, I'm pretty sure. I think it could have used a little bit higher of a rating. Not that I wanted it over the top gore, but I think they could have got a little bit more, like you said, with that grungy look. I think they could have really dove into that grunge.
I think they already pushed the limits of the rating they had for sure. Because like Riddler is creepy and kind of scary at moments.
Yes, but I think it's lacking because it needed just a little bit more. Not that like R rating, I needed a Deadpool like
level
gore fest, but I think it would have added to his creepiness just that little bit more.
I think they certainly could have, but I think it's hard for them to do because they want these things to be accessible. But with the success of more recent R-rated superhero films, they might go that way later on, which would be nice, and I think it could do a lot of things.
Yeah. That was just my thought. Even when I was watching it, that first scene when you see Riddler and he's just standing there in the background and then he just comes in and just smacks the crap out of that mayor.
I think it was a good opening.
It was. I just think, I think just a little bit more like grit would have made it a little bit more exciting. But
then
again, it's not the end all be all for that.
Back to Batman's suit for a moment. I like that it's actually properly bulletproof.
It is.
And I do not like the way that he approaches to a lot of the fight scenes he has.
Just
Because
taking bullets.
yeah, I'm like it again,
Yeah.
this is the same thing as walking into the crime scenes for me. Sure, it's great that his suit can take it, and it's important that we, the audience, see that here and there. But the criminals should not know that.
No.
The criminals should be shooting at him and then be wondering why he's not
He
going
should
down type
be
thing.
the shadows.
Yes. And there's a couple times where you could probably go about, like, he's on a time crunch, so he's not doing things as finessely, perhaps, or something like that. Like when he's trying to get to Selena at the end.
Yes.
But that's still too much. He's literally just eating bullets.
He is, and it's...
And eventually, someone has to learn to shoot him in the face.
Yeah, right. Why do they always shoot him in the chest? Like, shoot him in the open
Mhm.
spot, or even his rubber helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
Or
other thing.
cowl, I guess I should say.
Yeah, and those are my nitpicks on those fronts. So it's like the Bruce Wayne stuff, the kind of how he operates as Batman at certain points, but there's still a lot that goes towards it as well. And I still, like, as a movie itself, I think it's really good. There's just parts of me as a Batman guy that gets drawn out just a little bit, but I may be in the minority for this one because I know a lot of people did like it.
Yeah. The only other gripe I have before we can go on to ratings or anything else you want to say is the Commissioner Gordon. I personally didn't care for him. I think most of the time he was overacting, trying to be this cool badass, because he would talk normally, and then when they were interrogating people, he'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing with all that stuff, man? Man." And then he'd be like moving his head a lot. Watch it. If you actually watch it, it is ridiculous. And then he'll talk to Batman, and he's like, "Hey, Batman, how's it going?" And then when they're interrogating, "Hey, Batman, we're gonna get that stuff." It's really jarring.
You sound like like you're going for Christian Bale, but not the Christian Bale. You sound like you're going for the college humor Christian Bale.
the Pete Holmes one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really jarring for me, and I didn't really care for it. I think he overacted trying to be a badass. I get it. He wasn't actually a commissioner at the time. He was a captain, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know. It felt overacted for zero reason. He was a great actor. I thought he was a great choice for commissioner. There was just points like when he was talking to Batman in the prison, and then he's trying to make an emphasis, like he's giving him crap and trying to get him to play along. He's just going like this, and he's like, "Yeah, just take the key and then just get out of here and just go out that back door." And it was just like, why do you need to move your head that much to make it seem like you're talking? They can see your lips moving, man. You rewatch. We'll play a clip of it. It's jarring. I even said it to Ashley while I was talking, and I was just like, why? It was just, anyway. Great actor though. I thought he was a great choice. He was not a bad choice. Just don't overact it, man. Anyway, ratings. Unless you have more to say.
I don't know, your tirade, I think, is a good point to call off, because that's
I'm
not
sorry.
something I even considered.
Oh, it was bad, man.
Nor did I notice it, really, to be fair.
It was right away. Like, most of the movie, I was fine, and then it got to that point where he's trying to get him to get out the back door because they got him captured there, and then he's like, "I'm gonna punch you in the face." He was just really, like... Anyway. Ratings! You go, because I said so.
I gave you an order!
I am torn for my rating, honestly. It's kind of hard for me to place this one, but I want to say 6.5, but I feel like I'm being hard on it, so I'm going to go with a 7.5.
Okay.
So I have on two minds on this one. It depends on my mood.
Okay, what's the one you're really going to stick with, so?
For this, I think I'll stick with 6.5.
6.5.
Yes. That's probably harsher than I mean to be, but I'm going to stick with that one. Because it's a movie I will happily watch again, but I will have comments.
Yeah, I am also going to be harsh, and watching it for the second time, I have to give it a 5. There was things...
That's extremely harsh. That's harsher than I thought you were going to go.
There was points in the movie I really liked. I really enjoyed the Batmobile. I didn't think Robert Pattinson was bad. It being 3 hours and having...
You're really on the 3 hours train.
If you're gonna tell a story, there doesn't need to be a lull for 30 minutes where I'm sitting in the theater and I'm going, is it over yet? That is very annoying. That shouldn't happen in a movie, man. Even when we watched the old Batman and Robin, I didn't go, is it over yet? Because it wasn't 3 hours. I went, holy crap, this is really campy, but I'm going to keep watching it because it's campy as hell. Yeah. And there was just some plot points. I didn't really care for Alfred. I really, honestly, I didn't think Catwoman needed to be a part of it. I thought it was a good addition, but also at the same time, there was just some moments where I'm sticking with it. I'd give it a solid 5. I would watch it again. I do enjoy it as like watching it, but as a critical, my thoughts on it. You know what? I'll even be nice. I'll give it a 6. There we go. Final answer, 6.
This has been Plotline Hotline. Thanks for watching. If you agree with us, if you don't agree with us, share it in the comments with us. Let's make sure to follow us on the other Instagram.
Story, not story.
Gonna get on the ball and put things on Spotify for us soon. Hopefully, maybe. Don't quote me. Try and quote him. We don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
Just leave me alone, okay? I didn't like the movie that much, okay?
Thanks for tuning in. You have a good one. Bye.
Bye!